Grow Garden is in trouble. As of September 2025, Steal a Brainrot is now the #1 game. So what went wrong? Well, today I'm investigating the story to see if Steal a Brainrot killed Grow Garden. First, let's go all the way back to when Grow Garden was at its peak, breaking world records, hitting the news, and even adults joining the fun.
And at the strawberries.
And the owner Jandel had created a game bigger than Fortnite, but how? Well, it's because Grow Garden brought something brand new to Roblox, the ability to host live events. And these events would happen weekly, starting just an hour before an update. And during this time, the players had a chance to get their hands on the rare seeds and exclusive pets that only could be attainable if you participated, like this chicken zombie. And after the event was over, the players would spend their time checking out the brand new update. So why is Grow Garden dying? Well, when the players thought we were entering a new peak with an event that brought us a full anime battle and a max player count of 22 million players. But soon after, the creativity started to disappear. And in the recent weeks, the live events have been boring. So boring that even Jandel has been sleeping. He's been missing, and he's either been cooking an insane update or, well, Grow Garden's in trouble. And the only one left to run the game is DJ Jai, a small but known developer for the game. And well, for Steal a Brainrot, the opposite effect happened. We soon saw the game rise to the top and introduce something that would change Roblox forever. You see, Steal a Brainrot is a game that follows trends, and the current trend is the Italian Brainrots. But the weird part is, these trendy games usually die out in a few weeks, as most of the time, these games are known for their AI slop. I mean, even Brainrot was accused of this. But what set them apart from the competition was an owner known as Sammy Spider. Now, some say that Sammy isn't the real owner, as he copied Steal a Character, a game where you steal characters from famous movies and video games like Minecraft Steve. While this was controversial for Sammy, some even saying Scammy Sammy, but Sammy saw an opportunity, and he transformed it into what we have today. And he wasn't the only one to think this way. You see, the creator of Grow Garden, Jandel, did the same thing. He had acquired Grow Garden in its early development stage, when it looked like this. And he added his own twist into the game, like pets, seed packs, and even mutations for both plants and eggs. And this strategy of innovating an existing game rose both Grow Garden and Steal a Brainrot to the most played games. But in May of 2025, Grow Garden averaged 3 million players, and Steal a Brainrot was lucky enough to barely even reach a million. But as time went on, things began to change. As when the weeks went by, new updates would release in Grow Garden. Steal a Brainrot would begin to take notes. First, the owner Sammy would add mutations to the Brainrots like gold, diamond, and even rainbow, something we already see in Grow Garden. Second, weather events started occurring around the map, applying new mutations like lava from the molten lava storm. And would you believe that Grow Garden already has this same weather event in game? But what you don't have is this OG ticket, so make sure to claim it by subscribing to become a part of the OG Spot game. Because of this, Steal a Brainrot was unable to surpass the heights of Grow Garden as they were only copying. And the only thing that was growing for the game was the negative feedback, like Sammy being called a thief and Sammy equals bad. Wow, I'm not sure how Sammy will recover, until we started turning this hate into fuel that drives you to even greater success. So Sammy started building a team, focusing on what made Grow Garden so special, and he started implementing creative and unique updates. Like today, we have the brand new crafting update, and this machine lets you add random Brainrots to create something like the Sahur combination. And these crafting recipes are not only cool, but can be rotated out, and we get to see the Los Bros. There was something unique here, and Steal a Brainrot would continue adding from Grow Garden. Let's see if you spot something weird. Yeah, it seems the shop owners look really familiar to our beloved Sam and Steven from Grow Garden. So it's pretty obvious that Sammy is taking notes from Grow Garden. And sometimes it's not a bad thing to have creative inspiration. As of recently, Steal a Brainrot has been hosting live events. When the event starts, Sammy walks out and snaps his finger, and the entire game changes. You see, now it's not just an NPC shooting lasers from his eyes or raining tacos. Maybe it is. But the colors, the atmosphere, everything is different. Several weather events are happening all at once. This was so crazy that even Jandel had to take notes from Sammy. And now in Grow Garden, we can see multiple weather events happening at the same time. Weird how that came from Steal a Brainrot. Well, that's not the only Grow Garden update that came from Steal a Brainrot. Yeah, Orson the coin shop owner literally came from Steal a Brainrot, as he offers the ability to ascend your garden. And well, the #1 feature in Steal a Brainrot is to ascend or rebirth your base. And when you rebirth, you can get more slots for Brainrot, similar to how Grow Garden lets you get more inventory and pet slots. So yeah, now Jandel is the thief. But there's so much going on in this game that Samuel will even warn you with an epilepsy warning as lights begin flashing. And the Brainrots are soon being pulled into the air by UFOs and stuck inside a mutation machine. Yeah, these events are getting so massive that there's now IRL concerts being played for Steal a Brainrot. All of this was so interactive and funny that I started enjoying the game. Sammy was skipping cooldowns for us and giving us some insane new items. But because of this, the flaws started showing for Grow a Garden, as it's an idle-based game, meaning that a majority of your time is standing around waiting for your plants to grow, eggs to hatch, and even crafting gear. And players started to notice that they just don't have enough time to sit around and wait, especially during the cooking update when some players had to wait an hour for just one food item, and they would give it to Chef P and get 5 watering cans. Yeah, something was wrong. And Jandel noticed this and started listening to the players.
Yo, I've seen everyone hate it.
And this new fairy update is a lot more interactive, even adding a completely new island to the game, the Fairy Island. And inside here you can do obbies to collect rewards. And these nets allow us to catch fairies and collect enough to buy fairy rewards. Except there's an issue, the rewards are extremely hard to get, as when the update released you needed 3,000 fairies for one item. Collecting this many fairies in 1 week is nearly impossible. And a lot of players started complaining that Grow a Garden is just too hard nowadays. So players are storming over to steal a Brainrot, but I don't understand why just yet, as when I joined I was constantly getting stolen from. Maybe I'm just a noob.
No way, there's no way.
However, I do see the fun in this game, as you're constantly checking for new Brainrots, locking your base, and teaming up with friends to go on heist missions. Oh wait, this is my own base. But the truth is, Grow a Garden has failed to deliver, as a few weeks ago Jandel said this.
We have like a couple new people on the scene, and like their job is to basically like create Easter eggs for the game.
And if you planted carrots in a certain pattern like this, it would spawn some crazy carrot rocket ship. However, this never happened. But instead, it happened in Steal a Brainrot, and here, they aren't called Easter eggs, but rituals.
You need to line it up with the squad. Bombadiro it, run, gas.
So Sammy Spider has crushed Jandel and took the throne as the most popular game, even teasing the next big ritual featuring the Bicycleretia? Yeah, I don't know. Now, what does this mean for Roblox? Well, now developers and creators are flocking over to see what the hype is all about.
Your base is open, Nick.
This is crazy.
And if they stick around, we could see more and more games being innovated, kind of like how 99 Nights in the Forest is similar to Dead Rails. But you didn't hear that from me. That's a story for another day. So as of today, Grow a Garden is dying, as Steal a Brainrot is releasing more engaging updates. However, Jandel just announced the fall update, and it seems we are getting a lot of new stuff here, like a fall festival seed shop, fall pet shop, and a fall cosmetic shop, and even a fall tree that it seems like we have to feed. But this could be just another cloned update, as it reminds me of the summer harvest event. And the new pets, well, they don't seem to be that cool, as a swan that restores pet hunger is our divine from the fall egg, and below that is a red squirrel and a chipmunk. So maybe it is over for Grow a Garden. But I do wonder what this space squirrel will look like, as we can barely read its description of a space odyssey, which is a play on words for Odyssey. And this may tie back into the space event where we never got an answer for what the Easter egg could be. So will Grow a Garden deliver on this fall update, or is it true that nothing ever happens? Maybe Candy Corn will save the game. I hope so. But if you learned anything at all, make sure to subscribe, and here's a video that YouTube thinks you will enjoy. Bye!